Yo, 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 what's going on? I'm on GT.
And I'm Jordan.
We are here, BBK, with another episode. All right, y'all. Last week we got into one of my favorite books, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And we kind of, got into, at the end of the day, with hypnotic rhythm, you have good things that you can do and you have bad things to do, aka good habits and bad habits. And we're gonna get into that today. What are some things that we use in our everyday lives, what works, what doesn't, if anything we're gonna change. We're gonna be a little bit open about that. How that sound, Jordan?
Sounds good.
All right, now, so good habits. So what do you feel like, how would you define a good habit?
How would I define a good habit? um, I guess I'll just say this. This is how I approach everything I do. You're either taking a step towards your goal or you're taking a step away. I don't believe there's things that we do that are just neutral. It's you gotta pick one. So when I do things, when I approach life, when I approach my goals, when I approach actions, I ask myself, am I taking a step towards my goal or am I taking a step away towards my goal? And that's just kind of how I approach everything I do.
I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, that's pretty cool. But I agree with you in totality. Like a habit, a habit. A habit is something that, like you said, when you're doing something, it can either take you towards your goal or away from your goal, right? So in life, we need to develop good habits, good things to do. I'll start first. One of the best habits that I have kept up with, right, is writing down my goals. I am a firm believer in writing things down. To be honest with you, if it don't get wrote down for me, it's unlikely that it'll be done. And it's because, like I said, my brain, I have the type of brain that moves miles a minute. Like it's always something that's going on. And that's why we're gonna get to another habit I like to do that calm it down. But when you have a lot of different things going on in your life and you have different deadlines, you have to keep up with different areas in your life, it can be hard. And in the previous episode, I talked about how, I had journals everywhere. And that was something I had to stop, because if I have a journal at my desk, then I have a journal in my office, and then I have a journal at home, they're in three different places and I'm writing things down in those journals, right? So um keeping it all in one place, that would be something that I'm starting new, like just working around with one booklet. Okay, I have a calendar that's every day of the week, and I can write in what I'm doing in that day. And if I don't have I usually take a picture of that, like keep it updated in my phone. But my notebook now, I'm keeping it everywhere and I'm writing down things. Okay, well, what did I have planned for me to do today? And then I go by urgency. Okay, well, what's urgent, what's not urgent, and then work like that. So I say writing down goals for me, just to start it off. That's one of the, like, that's a huge, like that's huge for me.
Yeah, I definitely say that if you have any sort of goal, you should write it down. I think that applies to basically everybody. So, but so you do basically your daily goals is
Yeah,
what it sounds like.
yeah, daily goals or things I have to do today. It don't even have to be goals. It's just like I like keeping the notebook down because I find it easier to get things out of my head. When I can leave things in my head, it's just, it can get really noisy for me. So I learned to just write them down. And like I said before, like the problem was I had them everywhere. Now I'm keeping them kind of central, keeping them, local. So I'm able to be more efficient in my life now. Just
Yeah,
doing a simple change.
yeah. I write my goals down too, because like kind of like you said, I'm a strong believer of like writing down. But um I do weekly. So every week I write it down on Sunday, and then I look at it every single day. I in the morning. I don't like that word. Every single day when I wake up, I look at my goals to remind myself what I'm working towards today. And then at night, before I go to bed, I actually rate myself on every single goal. if I did it or not.
Oh, that's
So that's
nice.
all.
Yeah, that's dope. I didn't know that. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. I suggest for people to start rating themselves and keeping track. I'm gonna say that might be the only good thing you learn from school is progress. But I think you should definitely be keeping your progress, because if you're not writing it down and you don't see your progression, not only may you not even realize that you progressed, or you might not even be correctly holding yourself accountable. So you might say, "Oh, I ate good this week," but if you wrote it down, you might look back and say, "Okay, maybe I didn't eat as well as I thought I did." So
Yeah. Yeah, I like that though. I might have to. I'm gonna go ahead and implement that. I need to go make sure I rate myself. The only way I kind of rate myself is when I look down and I say, "Oh damn, I ain't get to do that." But I try to be good about that though. I try to, like you said, at the end of the day, you're looking at the full day. What can I get done today? How can I be more effective today? So earlier I mentioned how my brain just be running fast and running fast and running miles a minute, and I've been doing this technique now for years, just to help me kind of quiet the noise, and I've seen such tremendous results from it. Meditating. Okay, I am a meditator. I like, sometimes I do quiet, sometimes I do like mantra based, where I'm saying I am repeatedly during the whole session. I try to do at minimum 20-minute sessions. Sometimes,
mantra meaning affirmations.
yeah, yep, yep. So and which I just say I am. And then or I just have it quiet, where I just want to be quiet. I'm just gently releasing my thoughts or trying to bring it back to my breath. That's been serious for me. And at times when I don't meditate, or anytime I don't skip, anytime I do skip, I notice it. It's something that I've been doing weekly, but it's not something that I do on an everyday level, which I'm trying to work that in right now. Like, if I just need 20 minutes a day, a great habit would be 20 minutes in the beginning and at night. And when they say, if you can't find the time, that you really need to find it. But just for all the chatter that I have now, and just being more relaxed, more calm, just bringing my attention, having the power to bring my attention to where I want it to be. And I think that's the biggest thing that I get out of meditating. Like, okay, where at the end of the day, you're gonna have 1,000 things in your head. You're gonna have people saying this over here, people saying that over here. Where do my focus need to be? How do I put that into my life? What about you? Like, do you meditate or stay in your
Meditation is on my rising routine, but I don't do it every day, like you said. But I actually hate meditating. Like, I have to force myself to do it because I just don't like to do it. So I did the affirmation. So let's talk about for the audience that doesn't necessarily know the different types of meditation. So I would say for a beginner, the easiest type of meditation would be the mantra meditation. I don't think I've heard it. I might have heard that here and there, but I heard more like affirmation type. So that would just be like when you're meditating, you're literally just repeating things that you want. So I am strong, I am powerful, I am love, stuff like that. So I think if you're beginning meditation, I think you should do that, because it is very difficult to just silence your thoughts from jump. If you're just starting to meditate, it's going to be extremely difficult to just completely clear your mind. But doing affirmations, not only are you still doing meditation, but you're also positive subconsciousness and positive reinforcement. And I think it's doing two things at once. So you're getting the delta wave state from the meditation and also speaking positive over your life. So I think that is a good way to start. So that's what I used to do for the longest time. And I actually was watching either a YouTube video or a podcast, and oh no, it was in the book we read. He said it was in the Productivity Project. So the book, this was a couple episodes ago. This is the last book. This is book before last that we read. And in that book, he said, don't even try to control your breath. Just breathe. I used to try to hold it, then let go or count. And in the productivity book, he said, don't even do that. Just do your regular breaths and just focus on it. And I started doing that. And I actually, for the first time ever, I would say I got lost in my meditation. I got lost in the time. I lost track of time. It wasn't like 10 minutes. It was maybe like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But I can honestly say that's the first time that's ever happened. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. So now I just let myself breathe regular and I just kind of sit there.
Oh, that's interesting that you say you used to count, like you would inside your head, you would breathe in and count to like something and then
Yeah, I would be like
wow.
breathe in, hold it for like maybe a couple seconds, breathe out. Like I would force my breath and I just hated meditation. I just didn't like it.
That's funny because it was this TED talk and I was watching and there was this man on there and he was talking about like the power of the breath. And I think you would like inhale for like maybe 7 seconds, hold it for like 4, and then let it go for like 8. It was something like that, and it was just like a mood lifter. I've heard of people doing that for like to change their mood or kind of to calm them down at a really stressed state. But it's so many different forms of meditation. You just got to find what works best for you.
Yeah. I
I
was
oh go ahead.
you go ahead, sorry.
I started off just being quiet. And for me, a person that liked to talk, that was pretty hard. And I was just seeing the flutters and the flutters and the flutters of things that, go on in my head. I always felt like I wasn't doing it right. But the more you do it, the more you realize you'll never actually have control over every single thought. That's not going to happen. But like this is something that I like. She advised you on a certain type of meditation, but what I like to advise is that it's like working out for your mind. Okay, a couple push-ups, you're not gonna see no arms, not gonna see no chest. You have to consistently show up, keep doing it to really reap the benefits. All right, you it's something that must be applied on a continuous basis. Like even though I'm working to get it in every day, I do believe that if I did it every day, I would see another drastic change in my life. But even for me doing it consistently like I do now, I see a difference. I'm a little bit way more calmer. I handle my situations differently. I choose where to focus my mind. So my thing is just don't give up. Yes, you're gonna feel like you're doing it wrong. Yes, thoughts are still gonna pop into your head. Just enjoy that time for just you and your existence.
So let me ask something for the people. I'm gonna ask for me and for the people who meditate, probably experience this. So they say the main point of meditation is to clear your mind of all thoughts, right? But I'm gonna be honest, that's when I have my best ideas. Either during meditation or in the shower, I have my best ideas. And I'm sure a lot of people do because once again, you're in that delta state. So a delta state is supposed to be when you're reaching higher consciousness. I don't have any proof of this, but I can believe it just because of the way I feel when I'm meditating. And then also it can reach into different sectors. But regardless, I have my best ideas while I'm meditating. So do you have your best ideas? And also, how do you deal with that? Because you're supposed to be like, oh, I have this great idea, but I can't do anything about it because I need to go back to emptying my brain. So it's like, okay, I got to remember this when I'm done, but I can't try to remember it. Do you experience that?
Yeah, I do. And you know what? From me, and when I've like researched and I've never seen it from a clearing all your thoughts perspective. Like I learned that it was just like a downtime for your brain because it's always consistently working, whether you sleep or whether you're fully awake, your brain is working. So to consciously give your mind a time to just take a break, it's just me, it's just my breath, you see relief. So from my understanding, I've never, because you can't really clear every single thought anyway. Even, people who've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, they'll tell you the same thing. Like, there's never going to be a time where you completely are clear brain, but you're going to experience the difference in everyday life. So when I do have a good thought, I ain't gonna lie, I know a lot of good thoughts hit me that I just passed by because like you said, you're trying to get back to the certain state of whatever you're focusing on. But I always try to hold my good thoughts in. And at some point in time, my good thoughts come from in a meditative state, regardless if it's meditation, whether it's, I think you said something before, like in the shower, Didn't you say that before? You get great ideas in
Yeah.
the shower.
Yeah, I get my best ideas in the shower.
Right. So any type of meditative state, I'm seeing, great results. And I try my best to write them down. I try to get them out of here. That's my goal. Like I always want them out my brain onto something physical. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna let you drop some habits. Working out. Oh man, working out. It is nothing in this world is gonna hurt you about working out. And I feel like more people need to do it because a lot of times I see people like maybe you don't come from a stressful background, maybe you don't have an inner city upbringing, maybe you're not from the hood, you don't get into different conflicts in your life, you don't get into tough times. Going to the gym, pushing yourself, you're always gonna have a tough time. And I feel like people need that so much because we need to see that we can face hard things and persevere. Working out has been one of my favorite habits because, like I said, it's like a natural stress relief. I always feel better, even when I feel like I don't want to go, even when I feel like I don't feel like doing anything. I'm always going, and it makes more sense to me. Like I, you look better, you feel better physically. So, what about you?
What about me?
Like, do you work out?
Yeah, I work out. It's on my schedule to work out Monday through Saturday because I know I'm gonna miss some days. So I guess that's the way you can approach it because I've never hit. If I schedule for 4 days, I'm never gonna hit 4 days. So I schedule for 6 and I hit about 4, sometimes 5. I say typically 4 though. Um, but yeah, I work out and I try to make. I guess this is a perfect conversation because I don't always enjoy working out, but I try to make it a habit to just go. So, but I'm starting to enjoy it. There's a point in time where you just like start craving it.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. I just feel like we just need to do that for your minds, for your physical body, just for strength. Like I said, persevere. Tell yourself, I can get through. If you get through a hard day in the gym, life becomes so much easier. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people miss out. Just the fact that you can consistently challenge yourself, persevere, and really build your confidence in that type of way. You go outside handling life like, okay, throw whatever you got, I can handle it. I just already had a good morning. I can handle the rest of the day and the night. Come on, come with it. So I highly
So
recommend. Oh, go ahead.
my bad.
No, we can cut. I'm gonna cut it out.
All right. So why do you say personally that you have these habits? What would be your number one reason?
I feel like my habits are baby steps to get me to my goals. Right. Just having a routine that at any way, shape, or form is beneficial. All right. Because people have habits, but they can have habits like drinking every weekend. I'm not doing that. Because that's baby stepping you towards somewhere that you may or may not want to be. For me, working out, writing out my goals, meditating, that keep me on track. That keep me in my mental peakness. Like I'm performing my best by my mind. I'm making sure my body is in peak physical shape, and I'm consistently pushing it so that it's in the best state that it can be in. But it's all about getting to my bigger goals and becoming the best version of myself. All of these things habitually push you. If no one wants to do it, that's why a lot of people don't do it. No one wants to commit, that's why a lot of people don't commit. But that's not me. And if I have a life without commitment, I have a life without a lot of things that I want to live with. So I say that's my number one reason, is just like I said, accomplishing all my goals and being my best self ever. About you, why are your goals important for you, and what's the number one reason that you do?
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. Being my best self. So I feel like we all have been put on this planet, this earth, for a reason and a purpose. And I feel like we shouldn't waste it, and we should see how far can we take it? How far is my furthest? How can I be the best version of myself while I'm living this life, while I'm in this body? And I feel like you have to push it to the extremes. You have to go to the extremes. Now everybody doesn't want to do this, and that's fair. But for the people who want to be their actual best self, you have to make sacrifices, and you have to do what you got to do to its highest level, to its highest ability. Or you're never gonna see your best self. The moderation and the inconsistency is never gonna get you there. So the reason why I try to do the reason why I look at life as I'm either taking a step forward or back is because I want to eventually reach my peak if possible.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna add on to this. Like another reason why is because I feel like in school you have a lot of people that tell you where to go, right? They tell you what to do, where to go, where your class at. We get out of school and your class down this way. We get out of school and we just feel like we don't govern ourselves at all. We put no standards on ourselves at all. And I'm not saying not everybody, but I'm just saying like the norm. All right. That's why we have a lot of average people, a lot of people working jobs they don't want to work, a lot of people having health issues right now that don't want to change their diet. There's a lot of things that we don't do on our own. Like no one has to tell me to write down my goals. No one has to tell me to meditate. No one has to tell me to work out because those are standards I'm setting for myself. Those are things I'm putting in place that I don't have to do. Yeah, I can choose not to do them, but I know I will suffer poorly if I don't. I know I will not have or live the life that I want if I don't. We have to be the ones that govern ourselves. We have to be the ones that tell ourselves, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to be accomplishing. We have to do that. We, not mom, not dad, not your teacher, you have to sit up there and demand who you want to be. You know, if you don't want to be average, if you don't like how you look, if you don't like how you think, if you feel like you're a negative person, if you're surrounded by it, you have the power to change whatever it is that you want to change. So again, we have to do better at self-governing. We have to do better on setting our own deadlines. We have to do better at holding our own selves accountable.
Yeah, I agree.
So let me ask you this. So with all these good habits going around, do you have any bad habits? Anything that you need to X out? Anything that you already X'd out that you used to do?
Do I have any bad habits? Yeah, of course I have bad habits. I say my bad habits. I'm not gonna say on camera my really bad habits, but things that I would like to work on. I guess I could say on the camera. Waking up early. I have a time I want to wake up and I don't do that. I'm supposed to be leaving the house at 5:30 to go to get to work on time, and I wake up at 5:30. So there's that. Going to bed earlier. Stuff. I mean, I already have this stuff. Like it's already planned out. It just needs to be executed better.
Okay.
Yeah. What about your bad habits?
Uh, a bad habit of mine is, I need to do better at responding. I have all my alerts on my phone off. Like my messages to somebody text me, I have to be either texting somebody already. I have to be in the app to see it. I always have my phone on do not disturb, and I'm just going forward, just business wise, and to be more efficient, I have to switch. I have to do something different. I have to do something different. Either put certain people that it does ring, or establish a base to where, okay, where this is okay, or maybe even just a time. Maybe I have everything open, but at this certain time I need to stop, because I will mentally respond to my hand and then I won't respond on my phone, or I'm missing important texts, I'm missing things coming in that I need to respond to urgently. And I remember I read a book before, Deep Work, and he was just saying how a lot of the times, people who call you and text you is not urgent. So I held on to that because I'm just like, y'all don't want anything, but now I'm having different calls come in. So my bad habit that I'm gonna work on for the podcast. I'm telling y'all, the people, I have to answer my phone. I have to do better with answering calls and answering text messages and emails.
Yeah, I was gonna when you first started, I was gonna say that's not a bad habit, but I guess if you have urgency business calls, then yeah. But for personal, I don't think that's a bad
I
habit.
don't I don't either. That's why, because both of those are mixed into two. So I have to figure out, well, okay, well, how can I handle this to where I need to answer what's going on? Like having all my text messages canceled out. I've had that for a long time period, but now it's just like, because I don't randomly check my messages, like unless I have to text somebody, or I just like, okay, well, I check it, but that's not often. I try to stay away. Like I try to just be in present time. Um,
I can add on to that then if that's a bad habit. I'll say so I have my days planned out to a T and I don't have time for anybody unless it's Saturday. But sometimes I'll bend on Sundays. But if I get on the phone with somebody, it will ruin the rest of my night because I'll be on there for like an hour or 2 hours. So I say that's a bad habit. So I stick to my schedule as long as I don't speak to anybody on the phone. But once I get on the phone, the whole night is just off. I'm not gonna get anything done.
right. No, I understand that. I understand that. So now, like you said, you have your good habits in life and you have your bad habits. Both are going to be with you, but the more that you add or strengthen your good habits and you eliminate or decrease your bad habits, you get further on to whatever life it is that you want to live. For me, it's important to try to strengthen. I'm always trying to be my best self. Like I said, I went through times where I'm not perfect, and I have to admit that, and I have flaws, and I maybe I don't adhere to my schedule. Maybe I don't. Maybe something comes up or something goes wrong to where, okay, now I'm inefficient. But okay, well, okay, I can only worry about today, right? I can only worry about the next day. For me personally, it's just like, okay, I try not to dwell on anything. I just try to be better. And I understand that, I've hurt people in the past, but I'm going to apologize to you and I'm going to keep it moving forward because life consistently moves. Life is always moving. I just was saying the other day, like, I really lived in a time with VHS, like tapes where I would have to stop, rewind, play. And then it was DVD players. And now it's just like people streaming. You going on your phone, you going on your computer, on your TV, and you clicking the app and watching something. So life consistently moves. So you better be too. You better be moving too.
Yeah. I'm gonna say for my closing remarks is that don't allow these social media gurus and all these people to allow you to think that their life is perfect. So for people just starting out or intermediate level, I guess you could say, don't let people fool you. And what you see is what it is. Like I don't care what they tell you. If their life isn't reflecting that, then it's a lie. It's not the truth. Nobody out here is perfect. Especially like I feel like a huge thing right now, actually a huge thing since ever has been like the weight loss and the fitness and all that stuff. Don't believe these people who are saying they eat this all the time and they work out all the time and they're perfect and their physique doesn't show it in the slightest. So I just think it's important to keep in mind that everybody makes mistakes. You're gonna have your off days, but you just try to circle back that everything you do is gonna either bring you a step closer or a step further. But yeah, like you said, don't get discouraged and just keep going.
You got to. You got to. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. This has been another episode of Quick Conversations. I comment and leave a comment like, what are your favorite habits? What are habits that you need to strengthen? What are habits that you need to let go of? Did you feel like we missed any important habits? Just let us know. Comment below right now. I see you right now. Comment.
Some of y'all need to let go of toxic relationship.
Oh, yeah. That's how we gonna close out. GT.
I'm Jordan.
This has been another episode of Quick Conversations.
Peace.